Pronounced, defined, used in lexical dispatch.
Deploy. Verb. Deployable. Deployability. Deployment. To place troops or weapons in battle formation. To put something into use. To spread out or place like military troops. Intractable. Adjective. Intractability. Intractably. Very difficult or impossible to control, manage, or solve. Obstinate. Hard to shape or work with. Hard to cure, treat, or relieve. It had the potential to deploy the first ever mobile scientific instruments onto the Martian surface. He demonstrated how to open the lid and deploy the respirator inside. Upon returning to land, it is likewise a simple matter to deploy the wheels and switch back to driving mode. When you deploy a service, you can choose to deploy to either the staging environment or the production environment. To actually attack them, you need to deploy a flare in the field to reveal them, then engage. This is a dangerous position to be in because when airbags deploy, they can reach speeds up to 200 miles per hour. I put together one last surprise drill before we deploy. Another special operations team based in the United States also prepared to deploy to Libya. We have enough resources. We just need to deploy them in a method that will drive these thugs out. I also had concerns about a kickstand, which was hard to deploy and didn't always stay where I put it. And while we are at it, why does the US need to deploy troops in places like Germany and Okinawa? Special forces teams like his can deploy at a moment's notice. On classified missions, they can discuss with their families. It's a problem to just deploy technology without thinking through the potential implications. These devices would be man-portable and deployable anywhere on Earth overnight. Systemizing improvement efforts takes improvement to new levels of access, deployability, and professionalism. Not only have they been reluctant to deploy renewables, but they have not supported the deployment of distributed renewables by others. There were intractable problems, not only in practice, but also in theory. It has exposed and deepened political and social divisions that are as uncomfortable as they are intractable. Consciousness is what makes the mind-body problem really intractable. Novelists seek out what is challenging, knotty and intractable, and seek to transfer that energy onto the page. Terminal cancer patients suffering from intractable pain generally obtain quicker analgesic relief from heroin than from morphine. Power-congruent emotions lead outsiders to legitimize violence of powerless and powerful groups in intractable conflict. These initiatives have engendered greater international consensus, but also have brought the core of intractable issues to the fore. The main method of management of amoebic liver abscess is medical, yet about 15% of amoebic abscesses may be intractable to medical treatment. Public malaise is further fueled by persistently high rates of joblessness, homelessness, and violence, and by a list of seemingly intractable social ills. This situation is especially frustrating and intractable because it feeds the discipline's incentive structure. I am mostly struck by the interactability of the problems he mentioned. They show considerable enthusiasm for the poems we study, but remain intractably secular.